My name is Axel Post, and across from me is Tate Stone Forsina, and this is Thinking Right Center. This is part two of the team preview series. We're going over my pal's favorite team, the Braves. And with that, I will hand it off to him for him to read through all of the crazy moves that the Braves have made over the offseason.
Yeah, perfect. So the Braves had an insane offseason, obviously. So the players they lose really quickly, like so Kyle Wright traded him to the Royals. He's going to miss all of next season. Anyway, with the shoulder injury, kind of hope he comes back because I do love Kyle Wright, and I'm kind of high on the Royals, which we'll probably talk about in a later episode. The heart and soul of the team, Jesse Chavez, is gone for now. He is a White Sox. He's a member of the Sox, but he'll probably be back at the trade deadline. Let's be real. He's 40 years old, as Axel has repeatedly reminded me, but he can still come in and throw the hell out of a cutter slash two seamer. Yanni Trinos, he doesn't have a team yet. It was like our random fifth starter from the Rays. Not very good. Kevin Pillar is gone. He's also a White Sox, which is hilarious. Colby Allard is gone to the White Sox. Big Colby Allard fan. First Braves first round pick in 2014. Lucas Licky, he was up for a little bit. He's gone now, just an
Red,
older, lefty
Red
reliever.
Sox,
The Red Sox. I
a,
did not know
a
that.
minor league deal. Red Sox.
I mean, the guy throws sliders. That's what he does.
That's all he does.
Yeah. Kirby Yates gone, aging guy. I don't know where he will end up. Splitter guy. And then
Texas.
for now,
He went to the Rangers.
Rangers. I like that. Brad Hand and Eddie Rosario. Brad Hand crushes lefty batters. Throws a six slider, and then Eddie Rosario, Axel's favorite player,
I hate Eddie Rosario.
slash Braves hero. It's no longer a Brave.
He's
Um,
definitely gone. He's definitely gone, right? They're not going to go out and resign. They traded for Kelenic.
yeah, they're not going to bring him back. Um, yeah, and then obviously the only free agent signings, Luis Yorbe, great backup second base. I'm very happy about that one, and Ronaldo Lopez, who may well, try out starting, but I don't think that will be true. I think that was just a rumor. And then obviously they signed Charlie Culberson to a minor league pitching deal. Very important. Tops at 94 on the mound.
Here
And
we
then
go.
some
Go through the trades, Tate. Let's do
the
it.
trades are very interesting. Number one, the one that we love the most, Von Gerson for Chris Sale. I think it helps out both teams. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Hopefully Chris Sale can be healthy for the season. And then my personal favorite trade, Drew Campbell for Ray Kerr and Matt Carpenter. Matt Carpenter since has been released. I think he's a Cardinal again.
Yes.
Um, but the real prize is Ray Kerr from the Padres. He is a weird throwing lefty. He's like up to 100, and I cannot wait to see what the Braves do with him because he's perfect in every way. Ray Kerr, remember that name. And then Kyle Wright for Jackson Coar, who's like not a very good pitcher. Then we flip Jackson Coar, not we, the Braves, flip Jackson Coar. A great trade. Marco Gonzalez, Jared Kelenic, and Evan White, an amazing minor league gold glove for first baseman for Jackson Coar and Cole Phillips. Cole Phillips is going to miss the rest of this season, I think, with TJ, second TJ, but a really good prospect.
Is he getting TJ again?
I think he had some complications
Oh,
or
that sucks.
there's something he's like has to hold off for a little bit.
Like a revision. I think
Yeah, just
who's
hit the edit button.
Cole Reagan's had to do a revision, so he's like a 1.5 TJs, so something like that.
Yeah. Evan White and Marco Gonzalez since have been released. I think Marco Gonzalez is like a pirate now. Evan White, I don't know what team he's on, but I hope whoever he is loved because he's going to give you some of the best damn first base play you've ever seen in your life.
So
He's not going to hit the ball.
no.
He's going to play first base. Max Stassi and David Fletcher for Evan White and Tyler Thomas. I'm the premier David Fletcher hater. I just hate him so much. And Max Stassi is also now a White Sox. So that will be more White Sox. And then the best trade of all,
Yes.
Aaron Bummer for the whole Braves quadruple A talent, the taxi squad. Aaron Bummer for Braden Shoemaker, who was a first round pick. I think in 2018 out of Texas A&M, like a weak hitting shortstop. Looks just like Dansby Swanson though, so definitely a loss for the Braves. Nicky Lopez, what more can you say? He's Nicky Lopez. Riley Gowans, we don't really know much about him. Jared Schuster, also aptly named Jared Pooster by my good friend Nathan. Also a first round pick in 2020, just doesn't quite have like the stuff, I think, for the MLB to be like a really good pitcher. And then Mike Soroka ripped my heart out. -2 Achilles. Mike Soroka. Hope he figures it out for the White Sox. So that's like the best place to do it. But Aaron Bummer could be really good.
That was awesome.
The Braves offseason. A whirlwind of names.
That was great.
A whirlwind of names that don't matter.
So like just how many there's like three people that you just read off that are still on the Braves.
All of that so we get Aaron Bummer.
Aaron Bummer, Chris Sale, Ray Kerr, and Cal
Lefty.
and
We
Cal.
love our lefties. Yeah, all
Four
lefties.
players. But okay, obviously the Braves are competing to be the best team in baseball.
Yeah, yeah.
They won how many games exactly they win last year? 104.
104.
They won 104 games last year. They won the division by 14 games. They're going to win the division again. And do you think they've gotten better this offseason?
That's a good question. So I was thinking about that. I do think we have gotten better. Um, Starting rotation better, bullpen better right off the bat. Lineup wise, I think Kelenic's an upgrade over Rosario, and the rest of the guys are obviously so solid. My big hold up though is, can Marcell Ozuna repeat last year?
Yeah. I
Guy raked last year.
He hit 40 home runs last year.
The
After
quiet. He
basically
almost quit in
after
April.
basically like he didn't you can say that he didn't have an April.
Yeah, he was terrible. And also, he's a clubhouse leader, apparently,
Apparently.
which we found out. He changed Michael Harris's season too.
Yeah, I don't know how the people in the clubhouse love him that much, but shit, man, like they do. It's not up to me whether the players like him or not. So they do. And apparently he's very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, what this offseason reminds me of is, I know we're not the biggest NBA fans, but around the trade deadline, there's like a million role players that barely play that are traded for second round picks that don't matter. And this is exactly what it reminded me of. It's like this guy might come in one game and win us one game.
Yeah, to me, I see all of those trades on that level except for the Chris Sale trade.
Yeah, the Chris Sale trade, I think the Braves had a need. They had Von Grissom, who for the Braves is expendable. For most teams, is not an expendable guy. Like could argue, should have been in the major leagues last year. Just blocked. Another guy, like I don't know, Arcia. Like, he's been a starter before. He's had ups and downs. I was really happy with his season last year. He cooled off in the second half. But we'll see if he can repeat that, and we'll see if like getting rid of Vaughn comes back to bite the Braves. But I'm pretty confident it won't.
I
Red,
really like
Red
Arcia.
Sox
I
have
have
a need.
I have
We're
no problems. I have no problems with Orlando Arcia being your everyday shortstop, especially with the way the rest of the lineup is constructed.
oh
If
yeah.
Arcia is your nine hitter and he has a 730, 740 OPS and plays a solid enough short, then you don't give a shit at all.
Yeah, no, that is like most teams would pay a lot of money for that.
Right. He's to be in a probably he might be the pinnacle of league average shortstop.
Yeah, he might be the standard.
He might be the 15th best shortstop.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm
Which is
completely fine with that.
you should be fine with that because you have for this season for 2024 that Otani can't pitch. You have the best player in baseball
Mhm.
in Acuna. You have a top five second baseman. Ozzy Albies hit 33 home runs last season.
Yeah, for those of you that haven't watched the video, top 10 second baseman Axel
That's
does a
right.
masterful job of talking about my guy.
He's he's great. I mean, he's only 27.
He's really good. He's
There's a
so
chance,
solid.
there's chance that he gets better. I don't think so because I mean, what
I
more can
think
he fucking do?
We saw him get a little bit better from the left side last year.
Yeah, that is true. I was I was one of those guys that was screaming at him to just hit righty to give up the switch hitting thing, and he was better last year. He mashes when he hits righty though.
It's incredible.
He
It,
mashes.
it's something special to watch.
But you have that Austin Riley has MVP upside legitimately.
Yep.
He could hit 40 home runs. He's projected to hit, let's see, on Fangraphs, he is projected to hit 36 home runs. So right around where he normally is.
Yeah.
Acuna is projected to hit 40. Olson's projected to hit 40. Ozuna's projected to hit 31. Harris projected to have go 24-24, and they're going to be light on stolen bases. I think he steals 30.
Yeah, for sure. And Acuna, if he does what he did last year, which was ridiculous, can't wait.
The projections for Acuna, and these are projections, right? You can't project somebody to hit like 60 home runs. The projections
Yeah.
for Acuna are 40 homers, 53 stolen bases, hitting 311 with a 404 on base and a 584 slug.
Oh my God,
He's
dude.
silly.
He
He's
is.
and he's not going to do what he did last year. He just won't. But if he's 85% of what he did last year, he's still the best player in baseball. He's going to win the MVP again, most likely.
Yeah, it's insane, man. I mean, it's crazy.
But up and down the lineup, I think, you know, we don't, I think both of us, we don't really love talking about Acuna, Albies, Riley, Olson, because
Yeah.
we know they're good.
Yeah.
And you know, Michael Harris is very good, but I think it's more, I like talking about Michael Harris more
Yeah. Just because like
because
there's more of an unknown there.
and the unknown is, is he going to hit 20 or 30 home runs? Like, it doesn't, the unknown is a range of still being very good. But I mean, Michael Harris is hitting six and Sean Murphy's hitting seven.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's insane. And like, I mean, they're gonna trot out Kelenic every day, and left. And like, I'm excited for Kelenic against righties, against lefties, They're gonna give him a chance.
So Jordan Luplow
Hmm.
is on the roster.
Jordan Luplo.
Jordan,
I definitely thought he was in the notable former Brave category in my head, but I guess he's still on the roster.
well, he's not on the roster. He's a non-roster invitee to spring training.
Uh,
However, if there's one thing that Jordan Luplow does do is hit lefties.
Jordan Luplo, the poor man's Randall Grichuk.
Yeah, legitimately, yes. I wish they signed Randall Grichuk, but
That's a real sicko sentence to be said right there.
I'll get off that though with the Grichuk thing. I what are your feelings about Jared Kelenic?
Honestly, I mean, still very unproven. We overreacted big time to like his first 2 months last year. Um, but I'm gonna keep that same belief. I think he has the tools, and I think a change of senior could really help him put it together. But also like big strikeout. But he's gonna have a lot of protection in this lineup, which I think is kind of an underrated thing.
It
Like he doesn't
definitely
have to do too much.
it definitely will help. I think. Yeah, I think with the Mariners, right? Especially when he first came up, because he came up before J Rod did. So he
Hmm.
was the next guy, right? Like Mariners fan,
Yeah.
you're the guy, like you're gonna carry us now. And he was so bad.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was so bad. And I think that maybe the relaxed pressure of being in a lineup with basically an all-star, the best lineup in baseball still
Yeah.
helps. But I think I see a lot of people, and this is obviously Twitter, it's not real life, where it's like, oh, the Braves got Kelenic. Kelenic's going to be, an all-star and competing for the MVP. No, he's not. He strikes out way too much. He doesn't make enough contact. But if he's a guy that strikes out a ton and hits you homers and plays decent defense in left field, then you're okay with that because you're not paying him.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like what I mean, it's a risk, but I think it's a very calculated risk that you can afford to take.
Like legitimately, there's a reason why the Mariners traded him for basically they traded him in cash for Jackson Kowar, who sucks, and Cole Phillips, who is an interesting prospect, but
Yeah.
hasn't thrown a professional inning.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? He's a
Exactly.
second round pick. Like, there's a reason why they were comfortable cutting ties with him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because there's just so much unknown there.
there's so much unknown because he could go back to sucking again. He really could.
You could. And
Uh,
then Marcelo Zuna gives him a speech, and then he
he's the
becomes
best player
one
ever.
of the players.
This is the funniest bench in Major League Baseball.
I would like you to read out this bench because Luis Guillorme is just
So it
already
starts. It starts not funny and with an actual good player. Well, is he good anymore? I don't know. Travis Darno.
future coach.
Yeah, he's getting old. He's great as a backup catcher now. He used to be one of those guys that, oh, if he was on any other team, he'd be the starting catcher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That ship's kind of sailed. I think he's catchers don't age gracefully, and he's 35.
Yeah. Yeah.
But past that, on Fangraphs, the three other projected slots are Luis Guillorme, David Fletcher, and Forrest Wall.
Yeah. David Fletcher hopefully only comes in to play defense maybe sometimes. Um, if I see David Fletcher and his what was it? That it was like 100 or like 1,000 at bats without a barreled ball or something like
Yeah,
that.
he doesn't know how to barrel the ball.
It was it's insane.
It's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, you got to let David Fletcher be David Fletcher. But Forrest Wall very fast.
Yeah,
Um,
very fast, like very fast.
yeah. He was high school teammates with two Rollins teammates way back in the day.
Very funny. Uh, you also have Andrew Velasquez down here. So I think,
Andrew Velasquez is somehow worse than David Fletcher.
yeah, David Fletcher probably is going to make the team and be on the bench.
Yep. I'll have to, I'll
Yeah,
buy
he's
a
going to have
David.
to deal with it.
If David Fletcher hits a walk-off home run this year, I'll buy a David Fletcher jersey with the Braves.
That's yeah. Write it
I
down.
have
Write it down.
to.
But again, all so the Braves have this thing. Brian Snicker just plays them.
Yeah.
Nobody ever gets a day off.
No, Matt Olson, I think, started every game last
He
year.
started
And like
every
when
game.
Yankee was the shortstop, he started every game.
Yeah, they start every game. So the bench honestly isn't that important, but Luis Guillorme is a nice player to have on your bench.
I really liked that addition.
Objectively a good player. Had a only had 120 plate appearances and didn't play very well last year, but he's just going to be a guy that he's going to get pinch hit appearances against righties, and he's going to make contact because he never strikes out.
Yeah, he'll hit a single. He'll be sick.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have some weird big hit at some point in the regular season, which would.
Hopefully early on.
But yeah, there's a lineup. It's the best lineup in baseball. It's still better than the Dodgers.
Oh yeah.
And we get to go to the rotation where they have, for my money, the best pitcher in baseball.
Strider.
I think Strider's the best pitcher in baseball. I know, he had a 3.8 ERA last year. He's going to win the Cy Young this year.
Bad luck. Bad luck. We talked about this. Yeah.
So much bad. He struck out 281 in 186 innings.
That's insane.
Like, he has the best K per walk ratios. He's got the best fastball. He's got the best slider. He's working on a curveball now. I don't know if
Yes,
you saw that.
he hit Olsen. He struck out Olsen with a curveball.
Yeah. So if he adds a curveball, I don't think anybody's going to hit him.
No.
But yeah, that's an ace. Talked last episode about aces and starting pitcher ones.
Yeah.
He's nice. Max Fried is really, really good.
Do you think Max Fried is starting pitcher one at first ace?
He's SP1.
Because Max Fried in my used to be ace.
Yeah, I think, well, I don't, yeah, it's tough. It's tough when you're like comparing him against Strider.
Exactly. Exactly. Like,
But objectively, I mean, the innings, if you just go by ERA, which I hate doing, it's obvious ERA is obviously a very telltale sign if you're good or not. But 77 innings had a 2.5 ERA last year for Max Fried.
yeah,
I'm concerned about his forearm problem.
it has been reoccurring.
Yeah, I'm concerned about his forearm problem. I've seen some stats on forearms that are not good in terms of you have a forearm injury and not that much longer later, there's something else going wrong with you.
UCL usually.
Yeah, something like that. So concerned about that. Hoping to see a full season because if you see a full, he's going to pitch well when he does pitch. It's just Max Fried. It's just what he is.
Yeah.
So there's not much mystery there. Charlie Morton is 40.
We love Charlie Ward. He goes out there and he sometimes sucks, but sometimes he does well.
He's becoming very, very reliant on that curveball.
Yes, I was about to say the same thing. It's his curveball usage has skyrocketed, and also his command has gone down a little bit.
Yes, which is especially when you're talking about a 40-year-old, which basically eliminates all the prospects for, a bounce back.
Yes,
That's
yes.
concerning, but you just kind of think Charlie Morton's going to figure it out. But
He's going to go out there and pitch. He's
I
going
would
to do
definitely have my concerns about Morton.
Yeah.
And I actually weirdly have less concerns about Chris Sale.
It's just the health. If he's healthy, he'll pitch well.
Yeah, he pitched really well down the stretch last year. He did throw 102 innings last year. Sneaky 102 innings. He had a 4.3 ERA, but the strikeout stuff's still there. He wasn't walking a ton of guys. I think getting out of Fenway helps because
Definitely, definitely.
the Green Monster is right. It's not very far away. And when the lineup's stacked with righties because Chris Sale's a lefty, it's tough. So it's just health. Everybody knows it's just health. If he's on the mound, he's going to pitch well. That's just
Yeah.
how it's always been. And Bryce Elder is the 5 starter right now. You know how I feel about Bryce Elder.
Bryce Elder and his all blue baseball savant page.
I do you think he ends the season as the 5th starter?
I think he does. I don't think he has nearly the year he had last year.
No,
He is, I'm scared when he pitches,
you should be.
but Snicker loves him, man.
I don't think he ends as the 5.
Okay.
I think it's one of Waldrip or Smith Shawver.
Waldrop, Smith-Shawver, and Waldrop, both very exciting. Waldrop generating a lot of buzz in camp already. Was up to AAA last year, like has
Yeah,
pitched in big atmosphere in college, so he was ready. He's the truth.
Waldrip could have been in the bullpen in the playoffs last year for you guys.
You could have just thrown a fastball splitter and been
His
fine.
fastball splitter combo is legit good enough to be a closer right now.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's insane.
He's crazy. If he has any resemblance of a third pitch with some kind of command, then he's going to be your starting pitcher 5. And Smith Shawver, is he even 21 yet?
I don't think so.
I actually don't.
He
Hold
is
on.
21 now. But
Oh, yeah, he just turned 21.
he really did not do bad in his debut.
For a guy that didn't have a legal drink, he had a 4.2 ERA in 25 innings.
That's fine. And like he had one blow up start that really contributed to a lot of that.
Yeah, I think Waldrip is very exciting. I think you want to play it conservatively. I think that Smith Shawver is probably the 5 starter by the end of the year.
Yeah, yeah. And the Braves love to like mix up the rotation as much as possible. So I think those two guys will get chances and they'll kind of just like keep it as like an open tryout until it really matters.
Yeah, and you do have, maybe Smith Shawver falters in AAA, and maybe Waldrop has a setback as well. Dylan Dodd, Darius Vines, and Huascar Ynoa, funny enough.
Oscar Inoue is a dark horse because
Yeah,
he was incredible.
and I kind of like Darius Vines, weirdly. Do you like Darius Vines?
Weird stuff, but yeah, I like him. I
Weird
love
stuff.
watching the guy come in there and throw like 91.
But, again, with the dart throwing thing for starting pitcher 5, like you have Bryce Elder, you have Dylan Dodd, Darius Vines, Huascar Ynoa, AJ Smith Shawver, and Hurston Waldrop. One of these guys has to be kind of okay for you.
Yeah, that's like been the Braves' plan the past 2 years with their starters.
And I
It's
really
like,
think that just for depth purposes, because Charlie Morton's probably going to get hurt.
hey, Charlie Morton is 40.
Charlie Morton's probably going to get hurt. Chris Sale could definitely get hurt. And if either of those things happen, then you have they're not, it's not Chris Sale
Yeah.
production, but It's a guy that can go out like it's an MLB pitcher, which not every team has in their minor
Exactly.
leagues.
Exactly. No, I think they've done a good job accumulating depth, and I mean, they have some good starters to anchor that rotation.
And the bullpen is sneaky. Sneaky
The,
could be really nasty.
the bullpen got better,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I think honestly, the guy like how confident are you in Raisel Iglesias as your closer?
I'm pretty confident in Raisel Iglesias still.
Okay,
And like Ronaldo Lopez, I love him as a bullpen
he's
arm. But you can use him in
nasty.
any spot.
Yeah, yeah. Reynaldo Lopez having the ability to honestly having the stuff to legitimately be the closer if Iglesias falters, as well as having the stuff to maybe even throw 3 innings.
Yeah. And re-sign Joe Jimenez,
Who was
like
great.
solid.
Who was great for you last year. Pierce Johnson, he was nasty with the Braves, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pierce Johnson like came in and had like a 0 ERA through like 20 innings.
Yeah. And AJ Minter's nasty. Tyler
Tyler
Matzik.
Matzik is back.
Tyler
Nutsack.
Matzik back. The nutsack, baby.
Then watch out lefties because Ray Kerr is going to come get you.
Dude, the lefties in the pen are gross.
The Braves love their lefty pen guys.
Minter, Matzik, and Aaron Bummer is
Yeah.
disgusting.
Aaron Bummer.
I,
And Ray
I,
Kerr is somewhere in there.
I'm ready for Aaron Bummer to be the best lefty reliever in baseball.
Yes. Yes. The slider.
He's
It's
got the
good.
stuff. He's got the stuff to do it. And I'm ready for it. So over under 101.5, a very appropriately priced line.
Yeah. I'm going to hit that over.
I'm also hitting the over. I'm hitting it. I'm hitting it. I think. Or am I hitting the over? I'm worried
You
about.
want
I'm worried about the health of this rotation.
I get that. Yeah.
Like for the combo of Freed, Morton, Sale. I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna go under. I think like under they're still gonna win like 100 games, but
Yeah.
I I'm just off of the health concerns I have from the rotation. I am gonna go under. And just like that, we are done talking about your favorite team.